Hey, good morning, folks. Colton Woods here with your Monday morning motivation. And I actually just got back from our clinic at Potter's Ranch, and I was very much drawn to go ahead and film this week's Monday morning motivation because this last weekend at this clinic was an absolute phenomenal time. You know, you learn probably so much more in reflection than you do there in the exact moment. And so I just had about an hour or so in the truck, and I've been taking care of our horses, getting them settled in for the evening here at our home base. And as I was reflecting on that weekend, I was looking at all the little bitty moments throughout the weekend that really have left a lasting impact on me up to this point, and I'm sure there'll be many more realizations as the week goes on. But Potter's Ranch is a place that's dedicated to Christian ministry and the Word of God, the Spirit of God, the fellowship that comes from our love for Jesus Christ and the Lord Himself was so evident over the course of the weekend. It was absolutely refreshing. And as I was in the feed room there, feeding John Wayne, my stud here, I was thinking about it, and some of the best rides I've ever had have been when I'm focused on my relationship with God as I understand Him and know Him up to this point in my life. And what I found that is in the moment when I'm focused on speaking to God and being there with Him, that He helps kind of go right through me to my horses. And it's a pretty incredible place, because a lot of times at clinics I'll start to talk about the mental, the physical, sometimes the emotional, but also the spiritual side. And the spiritual side is always a tricky part to touch on, not because it's a sensitive type topic necessarily, but because it's always hard to sometimes get the right words to put it, to get the grasp of it. It's kind of like that elusive feel when we talk about horsemanship. But I've even found a better way to break down that word. But when it comes to the spiritual side of connecting with our horses, sometimes that can be a bit tricky even for myself. And I think that there's definitely there's that spiritual component that we need to serve, that we need to be aware of, that we need to just try to do anything we can to preserve that in our horses. And oftentimes, a lot of times, the times that I felt most connected to that was when I was actually riding and sitting there having a conversation with God as I understand Him to be, and trying to work on myself to help my horses. And so this week, guys, as you go throughout your week, I really want to encourage you to serve yourself spiritually each day, and to also not lose sight of that in the moment when you're working with your horses, because we all know it's a blessing to work with these horses, but they do have that spiritual component to them, I do believe. And so be sure, just do your best to serve yourself spiritually each day, but then keep that in the back of your mind, or maybe in the front of your mind this week as you go to work with your horses, and see what kind of changes you might find. But it was a blessed weekend at Potter's Ranch. Absolutely beautiful place to be. Incredible experiences, great group of riders. Really blessed to have the opportunity to go there, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to go back. So we hope you guys have a blessed week this week, and y'all have a great one.